This is the list of the descendants of Adam on the day that God created human beings. He made them in His own image. He created them, male and female created, and blessed them, and called their name Adam.
Adam lived for 130 years, and had a son in his own likeness, after his image, and named him Seth. Adam lived for 800 years after he had Seth, and he had sons and daughters. In total, Adam lived for 930 years, and then he died.
Seth lived for 105 years, and fathered Enosh. Seth lived a further 807 years after he had Enosh, and had sons and daughters in total. Seth lived for 912 years, and then he died.
Enosh lived for 90 years, and fathered Kenan. Enosh lived a further 815 years after he had Kenan, and had sons and daughters in total. Enosh lived for 905 years, and then he died.
Kenan lived for 70 years and fathered Mahalalel. Kenan lived for 840 years after he had Mahalalel, and had sons and daughters in total. Kenan lived for 910 years, and then he died.
Enoch lived for 65 years, and father Jared. Mahalalel lived for 830 years after he had Jared, and had sons and daughters in total. Mahalalel lived for 895 years, and then he died.
Jared lived for 162 years, and fathered Enoch. Jared lived for 800 years after he had Enoch, and had sons and daughters in total. Jared lived for 962 years, and then he died.
Enoch lived for 65 years, and fathered Methuselah. Enoch walked with God for 300 years after he had Methuselah, and had sons and daughters in total.
Enoch lived for 365 years. Enoch walked with God, and then he was gone, because God took him. Methuselah lived for 187 years, and fathered Lamech. Methuselah lived for 782 years after he had Lamech, and had sons and daughters in total. Methuselah lived for 969 years, and then he died.
Lamech lived for 182 years, and had a son. He named him Noah, saying, he will bring us relief from our work and the toil of our hands, which comes from the ground. The Lord cursed us.
Lamech lived for 595 years after he had Noah, and had sons and daughters in total. Lamech lived for 777 years, and then he died.